It is a rare thing, this silence, a commodity more precious than adamantium in this age of perpetual grinding noise. Yet here I am, tucked away in my scriptorium, the air thick with the scent of aged parchment and ozone. I have decided to commit some thoughts to this data slate, a rather indulgent act for a man whose every waking moment should be dedicated to the preservation of the species. But even a sigillite needs to vent. If I don't get these observations down, I suspect my own skull might crack under the pressure. I have watched these 20 sons of his grow from laboratory curiosities into demigods of war, each a universe of potential and problems unto himself. And so I shall begin. A catalogue of demigods, a bestiary of his most ambitious, perhaps most perilous creations. Let us begin with Lionel Johnson, the first. He carries that title like a lead greatcoat, convinced of its weight and importance. Give him a forest and a foe, and the problem solves itself with brutal efficiency. The trouble is, the lion believes every situation is a forest and every person a foe until proven otherwise. Trying to get a straight answer from him is like trying to knit with fog. Then we have Fulgrim, the Phoenician. Oh, the sheer, unadulterated vanity of it all. He once spent 3 standard hours critiquing the feng shui of my scriptorium. I almost had him incinerated on the spot. And yet, one cannot deny his artistry. His warriors fight with a grace that is both mesmerizing and lethal, but his obsession with perfection leaves him terribly fragile. Perturabo, the Lord of Iron. If ever a man was born with a chip on his shoulder the size of a fortress wall, it is him. He is a master of siegecraft, a builder of marvels, and the grumpiest sentient being I have ever had the displeasure of meeting. I once asked him how his latest project was going. He responded with a 30-minute monologue on the inherent flaws of load-bearing columns. He is brilliant, but utterly exhausting. And then there is Jagatai Khan, a breath of fresh air in a room filled with suffocating egos. The Khan simply does not care what anyone thinks of him. He is a creature of the open sky, a poet of the swift charge. He sees the Great Crusade not as a divine mandate, but as a job that needs doing so he can get back to what he truly loves, going very, very fast, and being left alone, a sentiment I can wholeheartedly appreciate. Leman Russ, the Wolf King? He styles himself as the Emperor's executioner, a blunt instrument for tasks that require more savagery than subtlety. He plays the part of the barbarian so convincingly that I believe he has started to convince himself. Yet beneath the furs and the feasting is a cunning that many fail to see. He sees the galaxy in black and white, and his solution to most complex problems is to hit them very hard with an axe. Rogel Dawn, the Praetorian. If I had to describe Rogel in one word, it would be beige. He is the personification of stoicism, a man so literal he makes a servitor look like a flamboyant poet. I once told him I was drowning in paperwork, and he immediately had a team of first responders dispatched to my office. He is the most reliable man I know, and also the most painfully dull. Now, Conrad Kurz, the Night Haunter. Every family has that one cousin you don't talk about at dinner parties. Conrad is that cousin. He is a sliver of darkness given form, a creature of terror and despair. His visions grant him glimpses of the future, but they're all steeped in blood and misery, which has done wonders for his already bleak disposition. He is justice without mercy, and that is not justice at all. And then we have Sanguinius, the angel. If Fulgrim is a beautiful statue, Sanguinius is a living work of art. He is grace, nobility, and compassion given form. Everyone loves him. It is frankly quite sickening how perfect he is. He carries a profound sadness within him, a secret sorrow that he hides behind that beatific smile. The brightest lights cast the darkest shadows, and he shines so very, very brightly. Ferrus Manus, the Gorgon. His hands are coated in living metal, and honestly, I suspect his soul is much the same. He believes flesh is weak, sentiment is a flaw, and that any problem can be solved with enough logic and brute force. He and Fulgrim are close, and that friendship still baffles me. It's the bond between the artist and the engineer, the one who dreams of perfection and the one who tries to build it. Angron, Angron, the broken one. What a tragedy. He was a gladiator king, a freedom fighter. When the Emperor found him, he should have healed him. Instead, he just took him. Those wretched butcher's nails have hollowed him out, leaving only rage and pain. I look at him and I see not a demigod but a victim. He is a weapon that screams with every swing. Then we have Raboot Gilliman, the avenging son. He's building an empire in Ultramar that is, in many ways, a more sensible and well-run version of our own. He's the sensible one, the responsible adult in a room full of petulant warlords. He doesn't just want to win the war, he wants to write the definitive 14-volume history of it afterwards. Of course, this means most of his brothers find him insufferably smug. Mortarion, the Death Lord. He radiates misery like a sun radiates heat. A childhood spent on a toxic, fog-shrouded world has left him with a grim and joyless disposition. I once wished him a good morning, and he looked at me as if I had just cursed his entire lineage. He is dour, relentless, and has the personal charm of a chemical spill. Magnus, the Red, the Crimson King. Oh, Magnus, a mind of phenomenal power, a thirst for knowledge that is his strength and his weakness. He delves into the warp with casual confidence, like a man strolling through a library. Seemingly oblivious that the books can bite back, he's convinced he knows better than all our warnings. He's a good son, playing with fire in a galaxy of tinder. I fear he will strike the match. Horus Lupercal, the War Master, the first found, the favoured son. Charm and charisma personified. He can be all things to all people, a brother, a commander, a statesman, the perfect vessel for the Great Crusade. That is precisely what worries me. His pride is a vast, empty vessel, a need for validation that could prove dangerous. I watch him and see the very best of us, but also profound vulnerability. Now for Lorgar Aurelian, the Urizen. He is a preacher, a zealot, a man desperate for something to believe in. When we told him the Emperor was not a god, it broke him. We ordered a secular empire, yet his soul craves worship. Lorgar writes, gods how he writes, endless books of praise and piety. Nobody asks for them, nobody reads them. A man with a god-shaped hole in his heart. I fear he will fill it with something awful. And then, Vulcan, the Lord of Drakes, quite simply a good man. A rare thing in this galaxy. He is a smith like Ferrus, but where the Gorgon forges weapons of death, Vulcan forges tools of creation. He has compassion for humanity, feels their suffering, values their lives. He is the heart of the Primarchs, the moral compass many lack. There is a fire in Vulcan, a wrath for the cruel and tyrannical, as terrifying as any storm. Corvus Corax, the Raven Lord, a master of shadows and subtlety. He is a liberator, a revolutionary who spent his youth freeing the enslaved. He understands the power of hope, of whispers, of striking from the darkness. He's a poet of war, writing his verses with stealth. And a sharp blade, he is what Night Haunter could have been had he not been so utterly broken. Finally, we come to the last, Alpharius Omegon. Or is it Omegon Alpharius? I can never keep it straight. They are the Hydra, the last and most cryptic of all the suns. One body, two minds, or is it two bodies, one mind? Their entire legion is built on lies and secrets. They believe the ends justify the means, yet are obsessed with the means. Their loyalty is filtered through so many layers of deception that it is almost indistinguishable from treason. Then there are the two, the lost and the purged, Numbers 2 and 11. Their records are sealed, their statues removed, their names struck from every chronicle. It was a necessary act, a painful but essential surgery. What was their flaw? Perhaps one was a coward, perhaps the other was a fool. I remember them, of course. My memory is long, and I remember the look on his face when he gave the order. It was not the look of a god, but of a father who had failed. And what of him? The Emperor, the master of mankind. My oldest and dearest friend. He is a being of such intellect and power that it defies comprehension. But he is not a god, no matter how much Lorgar wishes it was so. He is a man, and he has a blind spot. It is the size and shape of his own sons. He sees them as tools, as instruments of his will, as components in his grand design. He does not see them as they truly are, his children. He is a terrible father. He gives them commands, not comfort. He offers them galaxies to conquer, but not a moment of his time. He created them with all the passions of men, but expects them to behave with the cold logic of machines. The seeds of future conflict are being sown, not by Xenos or heretics, but in the hearts of our own champions. The rivalries between the brothers fester, The pride of the War Master grows, the despair of the broken ones deepens. These 20 sons are the key to our salvation, but they may also prove to be the architects of our damnation. Our greatest strength is also our most profound weakness. I will seal this record now. Perhaps in another 1,000 years I will read it again and laugh at my own foolish anxieties. Or perhaps it will serve as a final testament, a footnote in the history of a dream that burned so brightly before it was extinguished. For now there is work to be done, 20 petulant demigods to manage. I only hope that what we are building is strong enough to withstand the storm that I feel gathering on the horizon. But hope, like silence, is a precious and dwindling commodity.